So welcome, Serena. Let me go in the chat. Just wondering where you. Welcome, Serena. Happy Wednesday.
Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you.
And where are you from?
Jensen Beach, Florida.
Where is it? Johnson Beach?
Jensen Beach.
Is
It's
that
by
on?
West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's about 45 minutes north.
Cool. Florida. Lucky you. You're beside the ocean.
I just moved here 6 months ago from Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, do you live there or are you just
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I lived there for 34 years
Why did you leave?
because I stopped liking it there.
That's a good reason.
I left I didn't leave, but my 12-year-old lives with his father and my 25-year-old lives there and my mom and my whole family. And I said, I want to live by the beach and I want to do art, but I'm going to do bookkeeping too. And here I am.
So you're starting you're doing your own bookkeeping business?
Yeah, I have a bookkeeping business and I have an art studio, gallery, and yeah, everybody says it's a midlife crisis. To me, it's a midlife adventure. So
It's just amazing how people, when they reach a certain age, some it's 50, some it's 60, and then they have a change of heart and they want to do something. I guess at a point in life we discover our why. Why are we alive? Why are we doing this? Why are we having fun? Why we enjoy our career? And then people say it's you're changing your whole world, but sometimes that's what we want, to be happy. So
that's what I needed to be happy. I turned 52 last year and I went through 4 jobs in 3 years. 4 jobs in 3 years. I had a 30-year accounting career and I realized that Las Vegas just wasn't feeding me what I needed anymore. The desert wasn't calling to me, and I try to get people to come with me. Nobody wanted to come with me, so I get to go to the beach by myself.
yeah, I lived in LA for 20 years, and that's one thing I do miss is the beach in LA, because I was in pretty much Hollywood, which, I mean, a half an hour, well, technically 15-minute drive, but 45 minute because something called traffic there.
Not
And
here.
and in Vegas, we don't really have traffic. I mean, you do, but it's really, you're always in traffic in LA. In
Yeah,
Florida
it's a
also,
different type of traffic.
yeah, it depends where you live in Florida, right? But in a lot of places in Florida, I was in Tampa a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, wow, it's highway everywhere. Like, I mean, not that I thought that Tampa was beautiful, but it's like, okay, there's highways and shopping centers, and
Yeah.
really didn't see any traffic there. But anyway, so what brings you to this presentation?
I'm just I'm trying to get new clients for my bookkeeping business. And I'm also I'm trying to learn how to run a business. I've never run my own business before. And I'm always looking for new ways to do things, new people to meet, and just building and learning. And so I'm here just to find out what do I need to do next? Where am I going? What am I doing? So I'm trying to learn in every way that I possibly can.
Well, I'm sure that you will walk away with a couple of ideas that you can use right away as of today to empower your business. And there's also a possibility. Yeah, I'm going to make an offer where we can have a one-on-one, where we can also give you a bunch of ideas on how you can. It's all about leads, and that's a conversation we're going to have today. It's all about leads and
Okay.
cash flow and conversions, and that's what we're going to talk about. And I also see Lee Cohn. How are you today?
I'm fine, Jacques. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. What part of the world are you tapping in
New
from?
New Jersey.
Oh, cool. New Jersey.
I don't actually live on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, you know. Well, I also spent a lot of time in New York and in New Jersey, so we have a place there. So I really enjoy that part of the world. I love Vegas. I love New Jersey. I mean, it's two nice places. It's not Europe. I mean, I prefer Europe. Let's not get into that conversation, but New Jersey is great and great place to live. Lee, what brings you to this presentation?
Mostly because I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
And so if, right now I am working on my own, doing some consulting. I wouldn't mind getting back, uh, working for, I've spent my whole career working for tech companies, but either way, I'm going to have customers, and either way, um, building their loyalty, retaining their commitment, um, you know, attaining trusted advisor status. That is, how you make it work, what your goal is, so that it is relatively self-sustaining, not without effort, but without, starting over at the end of every period.
I really, you're talking from a space of maturity. I love it because,
Yeah.
when people that are in their 20s and starting business and they've been in business for a couple of years, they don't use the words that you use today about, trust and, I mean, thank you for sharing that. We're
Sure.
going to cover, I'm going to expand exactly a little bit. Well, and thank you for sharing, Lee. And we'll have some little small exercises we'll do as we do this session here. So let me get my PowerPoint and thank you for sharing because that gives me a better feel of you, Serena, and you, Lee, who you guys are, and in the listing you're going to get out of what we're going to share today. So let me get my PowerPoint presentation up and running here, and this should be here. And this, that's my first thing here, sharing. This should be the one, should pop up. Yeah. And then what we're going to do is do the slideshow from this slide here. Hmm. Oh, because I'm not on my thing here. I gotta go here. There you are. There you are. We're connected. I love technology when it works well. So, or sometimes when you know how to work it, it works a lot better than when you're not too sure on how to make it work, right? So, yeah. So, welcome to 12-Step Cash Flow. So, I'm going to share with you today a little bit the story of my life, of my business, and why 12-Step Cash Flow. And the main reason is because leads fall through the cracks. That's why this conversation is all about 12-Step Cash Flow. 12-Step Cash Flow is about the customer journey. And what is a customer journey? It's about using innovative strategy. We have a proprietary concept, and what we do is we do strategic marketing. And again, the reason is because leads fall through the cracks. To make things happen, it's all about connection, conversion, and conversations. You need to connect, you need to have that conversation, and you got to be able to convert. And how to make it happen is by capturing your leads, by nurturing their leads, having a conversation, right? And then closing them. Those are the three main steps to make any business successful. And the reason we're having this conversation together as a group today is because what I want is to monetize, optimize, and maximize your business with a couple of golden nuggets that you can take away and implement as soon as today. Did you know that 44% of business owners give up on follow up with their leads after the first attempt? 44%. They only connect once and then they give up. And I've been there. This is the story of our business, of my business, your business nation. We were attending networking events. We were doing live events, right? You get in your Batmobile, you drive at 30 minutes, you go to an event for 2 hours, you bring back about 5, 10 business cards, go back to the house. So this whole process was about minimum 3 to 4 hours to go to one live event. I came back to the office or to the home office with about 10 business contacts. And then what happened? The challenge became real, is how to follow up. And as you and I know that we have different business cards with different type of information, right? You got people that just give their fax number. You got people that just give their name and their website. Other people that give their name and their phone number. Other people give an email. Other people don't give an email. Other people send you to their Facebook, to their LinkedIn, right? And it becomes like a spaghetti situation. How do you follow up 100%, right? And now with those digital cards, I mean, I use digital cards and I think they're great. But you go to this event, and if you have 5 people with digital cards, right, they go into your address book in your cell phone. But then you may remember the first or the second one, their name. But the other ones, if you don't remember their name, they just go and be classified by alphabetical order. So you may not even find them anymore. And that was my challenge on how do I follow up, right? And I was using all kinds of techniques. I was using Post-it, and I was putting some people in Facebook. I was putting some people in my what I called a CRM, which was a MailChimp. And it didn't work because I could not follow up 100%. And then I woke up one morning and said, wait a minute, my number one problem right now in my business is not that I'm networking. It's not that I'm connecting, is that I have a problem to follow up 100% of all of my leads, all of the connections I'm making. And that is the number one problem of a lot of business owners out there that are networking. And then that's where I came up with this concept. Leads do fall through the cracks. So I said, okay, what do I do? How can I resolve that, right? Because people are communicating with you on different platforms. And most of the people are not even returning their phone calls right now because spamming is a great problem. I get minimum per day 5 calls, and I would say that 60% of the calls are spam. They want to sell this, they want to sell that. So a lot of business owners are not even answering the phone anymore unless they are retail. So I said to myself, understanding that there are different platforms from where people want to be connected to, or they want to connect with you. Some of them, they just want to do social media, Facebook and LinkedIn. They don't even give you your phone number, right? So I said, is there a software out there where I can connect everything together, where I can do some calls, I can do texting, I can do emails, right? I could do cell phones, I could do social media, I could do voicemail. And is there a way that I can white label that? And the answer is yes. We found a software that we white labeled and we call it 12-step cash flow. So what it is, it's full integration from different sources, all in one platform, on one cell phone, in one app. I can control my whole business from one app right now. So the conversation is, what is 12-step cash flow and what is the power behind 12-step cash flow? So before, let me introduce myself. My name is Jacques Skutecki. I'm a business innovation strategist. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Yes, je parle le français. I'm bilingual French-Canadian person, a Canadian resident, a US resident, where I got citizenship in Canada and the US. So I'm a McGill graduate in marketing and economics. I was in the pharmaceutical industry, plus close to 15 years. Then I got involved in import-export between Montreal, LA, and San Francisco in the fancy food business. Yeah, those little jars that cost a lot of money, but very, 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 very good food. And then when from my import export industry or business, what happened? We got 911. My profits were really on the most of my profits were on the exchange rate. So overnight, as we know, at 911, the trade exchange, the exchange rate between the U.S. and the Canadian dollar practically collapsed. So I had to change business. Had a lot of samples, and I said to myself, what can I do not to lose the buying power of those samples? I got involved in bartering, right? And when you get involved in the barter industry, what's really nice is that you are getting very good margins. So I was able to convert all of those fancy food jars of jams and pâté de foie gras into purchasing power, and that's how I was able to pay my rent and my car and my business expenses. So when COVID hit, my clients, mostly the retail, right? They stopped buying from me because there was COVID. Everything was closed. I decided to say, wait a minute here. I want to start my digital marketing agency. And the reason is because all of those clients, we had a couple of hundred clients, and they were complaining about three things. Number one, they didn't have enough appointments, right, in their appointment book, like a doctor, like a dentist. A lot of massage therapists didn't have enough customers on their massage tables. The restaurants didn't have enough people filling out those tables. So, and a lot of retailers, for example, carpet stores, they had inventory in the back that they couldn't sell. And everybody was complaining about excess inventory, that was their problem. And that's all they were complaining about. And that is not their problem. Their problem is they did not have enough leads. They did not have enough leads to be able to convert them into buying customers. And that is what the problem was. And that's why I completely changed my focus to work with business owners right now and to empower them in getting those leads. So now they can convert them into buying customers. I'm a co-author in a book called, what is my book called again? The Drive to Success. And the Drive to Success is all about the problems I've had in my business. And I have 9 co-authors there. And they also talk about all the problems they've had in their business and how they were able to go from one step to the other. As I shared with you, going from the barter industry to the digital marketing industry. Okay. I really loved this show, and Don Draper, he said the future of advertising is really in using digital platforms, and we're seeing it right now, right? That's what we're seeing right now. Everybody is talking about AI. Everybody is talking about sales funnels and automating that with lead capture pages, and that's where we are right now in 2024, and that is the power behind 12-step cash flow. So 12-step cash flow is what? It's really 3 phases, right? We split the 12 steps in 3 phases. We're not going to go through 12 steps today. We're going to talk about probably 3 or 4, and then we're going to start interacting and asking some questions. So step number 1 is really, phase number 1 is about targeting your client avatar, right? You want to identify your client avatar. You want to learn where they hang out. You want maybe even join a tribe. You want to join a club, an association, a networking event, a regular networking event like BNI, for example. So you have a tribe of people that you're meeting on a regular basis. And what happens with that? You are building collections and you are building connections. And down the road, it also allows you to build connections and strategic alliances. Step number 5, you need to create a lead magnet. Then step number 6, you need to do nurturing. You need to outreach them to them, right? And step number 7 is all about creating engagement. Step number 8 is presenting that compelling offer. 9 is closing with less resistance. And then in phase 3, you talk about referrals, affiliate programs, loyalty, discount programs, and ideally at the end, the heaven is to create a community where everybody is interacting together and everybody is exchanging. Business is all about cash flow, right? No cash flow, no business. And cash flow is a relationship between leads, right? and clients, buying clients. You don't have leads, you're not going to get buying clients. You don't get buying clients, you don't get cash flow. It's that triangle. So leads, prospects, and customer brings in that cash flow to stay open. We all love customers and we are all too busy. I do not know one business owner that doesn't say that he is too busy or she is too busy. So let's start by capturing leads. What's really the most important is to get those leads, right? Leads will be converted into buying clients, and buying clients will bring that cash flow to your business. How do you capture leads? So have you thought of what is your preferred way of finding leads? Lee, what is your best way of finding leads?
I don't think I have particularly one. I'm trying to figure out where to go in terms of like LinkedIn posts. I haven't really done anything to draw traffic to my website. I've mostly been going through um some cold calling, cold visits, as well as a variety of uh face-to-face and online networking events.
Well, that's good. You're covering, you're covering all those different angles. And what about you, Serena?
I actually go through my friends for the most part. I have one client in Las Vegas that I got through my best friend who's a tax accountant. So that's my only bookkeeping client. So now I'm constant I have my business cards. I'm constantly talking to people. I'm an extrovert, so that part doesn't bother me. I can pretty much talk to anybody. But following up is always my issue. I can talk, I can give my card, but if I'm not following up with them, then I'm not always getting the client that I want to get. I've been joining different groups. This is one of the things that I've been joining, but I jumped on Meetup to join some different small business, chamber of commerce groups. Um, I've been doing a lot online. I've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's just a point of, again, following up to get those people. But that's how I get my leads is normally just because I'll talk to anybody at any time, anywhere. So
Well, that's, there's as you're doing it the right way. I mean, you go to events, right? You want to be connected to groups and you do cold calling. We do a lot of cold calling. We love cold calling. And I don't know, if you had to use a new way to reach out to potential leads, what is an area that you're not comfortable with that you're not using, Lee, right now? Or Serena, what is an area where you're not that comfortable with where you could?
I hate cold calling. I feel like I'm bothering people. So I'm an extreme people pleaser. It comes from my upbringing and all of that. I'm trying to learn how to get past that, but the rejection factor is really hard for me. So I don't mind being rejected if I'm face to face and I give you all the facts, but I don't like being like hung up on, or I'm not a knock on your door cold call person at all. And that's the one thing that I really won't do. I will throw it out there at any time, but I won't do it intentionally. It'll be something that it kind of happens.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's also it's breaking the ice, right? That's what you got to do, and that's where they talk about the elevator pitch. I don't know if you heard about Suzanne Evans. I'm in her program, and she teaches us how to do 1 minute introductions, not a 2 minute, just a 1 minute, right? Just to give a flavor of what we do, and in that 1 minute you're opening opportunities for a conversation, right? You want them to say, hey, tell me more. So that elevator pitch or that 1 minute intro, call it the way you want, it is a way to do it. I was with BNI for many years. I was a director, and we started chapters from scratch, and our main thing was a 2-minute presentation. But that was a little bit different, right? Because you always had the same audience every week, so you needed to have a 2 minute to position what you were doing. But in those days, that was like 10, I would say 20 years ago. I'm not hiding my age here, but 20 years ago, and we didn't really have a call to action, right? We were inviting to sit down, but there was no offer and there was no real call to action other than let's sit down and have a conversation. This is what I'm doing. But that 1 minute is very, very powerful way to open a conversation. That was phase one in our 12-step. Phase one is really about leads and also making an offer so they're interested in having a conversation, and making sure that you hang around in the right environment to find. If you're looking for blueberries, right, you're not going to hang around in a garden where there's corn and vegetables, right? You're looking for blueberries. So your client avatar is very, very, very important, and where they hang out. Then it's a lead magnet. Like, why would they talk to you, right? What is the reason they would have to continue a conversation with you? In that 1 minute can be very, very powerful. And what is the invitation, right? What are you going to share with them? How are you going to educate them? So if you want to invite them and you want to share something, right, with them, you can educate them so they can learn something about not you, but your solution, right? Because people, when they have a conversation with you, it's really that they have a challenge or a problem, and they want to live in a future where that's resolved, right? Because we don't want to talk about, oh, I need more leads. We don't want to talk about, oh, I got all these leads, but I can't convert them, right? So you want to have a conversation where, oh, you are where you want to be in your business. And that's why the call to action, when you have that invitation during your lead, when you're sharing your lead with that prospect, that the call to action is powerful enough that they want to grab it and they want to do it, right? So, and then we can have a whole conversation about lead captures. What is a lead capture? That's a whole different conversation. But lead captures is all about that. It's an invitation to share, to educate, and then when they click on that, there's like an offer that they will get right away. And that is what they call right now a lead capture page. What is your favorite call to action to be able to connect with leads, Serena? Right now, what are you using to open the conversation, the bookkeeping conversation, so they are interested to find out more about you?
The way I approach people is normally that I can do their finances so they can grow their business, or let me take on this so that you can do what you need to do. So I think the call to action, especially with bookkeepers, is most people don't like accounting. Most people don't want to do accounting, and most people get themselves lost in it and screw things up. I'm the one that can come in and fix it for you and help you to make your business grow versus just having you spend all those hours to try to figure it out. I already got that for you. Let me do this part of your job. Let me do this part so that you can do what you need for your business.
I love that. I see that's very compelling. I mean, right away from this conversation, I would want to know more about what you're doing. I think that's very powerful. Do you have what would be what type of call to action do you usually to invite leads into maybe becoming a prospect or a client?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
No, I was asking about the same question to
Oh, for
Lee.
Lee. For
Yeah.
Lee. Okay.
I mean,
Sorry.
what approach are you using when you meet a stranger, right? Okay, we meet
I
strangers.
just mostly try to listen. Engage them, try to find out where their pain points are.
And when you
And
find your pain points, when they share their pain points,
you try to convince them that I can help them get past them. We have the tools, the expertise. We believe we can, but let's dive deep. I mean, I try never to, come on in superhero mode. More like, just working together. I think we can move ahead, get
What do
you
you
closer to your goals.
what solutions or product or services do you sell, Lee?
Well, I represent I have it's almost like a white label. I have an IT firm and a digital marketing firm.
Oh, cool.
Then I don't have those firms. I have relationships with them, and then can bring them into a project, but then I own the customer and, they do the work and the revenue passes through me.
Hey, we need to have a conversation. We have affiliate programs, and I'd love to have if you're open to that, I'd love to have a conversation, see how we have people that are representing us too. And something that we do right now is we have lead by intent, right? Like for example, if someone would be looking for bookkeeping services, we know where they are, and they're really
Right.
looking. Right, we have technology to do that. If they're looking, I don't know, to get a new roof on their home, if they're looking
Right.
to sell their home, if they're looking to buy an electric car, we can find those. We know where they are, right? And what they call lead by intent, very powerful. We do that in the real estate. We work with Keller Williams right now, and we have a project with them that we find them leads by intent. We have a whole marketing program for the real estate market. Not that we're specialized in that, but it just happened that it happened, and it's really doing very well. So we can have that conversation too. So we talked about this, and yes, I will make you a $1 offer. Of course, I mean I have to. I mean, I love offers. So what is creating engagement all about, right? Engagement, that is in phase two. It's about connecting, right? And this is like, oh, you're my noodle and you're my sauce, and you feel a comfort zone, and you feel a little bit that you're in trust, right? Because you're sharing ideas, you're asking questions, you're getting answers, you're learning, right? And that's the process of engagement. And that's what we call a nurturing campaign. The nurturing campaign is all about building trust. They like you, right? They like having a conversation. They trust what you're talking about. But now they're getting an understanding that they have a pain point, right? They're missing something to bring them to the next level, to the next phase, right? So they understand that you may have that solution to resolve their pain point, right? So now they have that warm feeling, right, of trust and like, and they understand now what's happening and how you can resolve that pain point. But now they also see a future where that is no longer a problem. And then obviously other problems will arise down the road, right? Other challenges and other opportunities. So how are you? What approach do you use to build those connections? Like when you meet somebody, because if they don't like you and they don't trust you and they don't understand you, I mean, they're not going to do business with you, obviously, right? So, do you have a secret sauce that you may be using to build that trust and understanding? What would be your? I'd like to learn something here too. What is your secret sauce that you use? Sarina, you were saying that your secret sauce is getting referral from somebody you know, and that's the best, right? That's one of the best ways is being introduced by
Yes.
somebody else.
Uh, uh, Definitely by mouth. I mean, referrals are one of the best ways, I think, to build connections. But what's interesting is I just moved here, so I don't know anybody. I don't so my best thing that I can do is to meet people. And I volunteer at the art fest, or as soon as I volunteered, I met somebody with the same last name as me who was also an accountant. And there you go, there's a connection right there where I know I can probably reach out to her, which I haven't done yet, but I will, and say, do you have any, hey, how can I help you, and what and can I, could you send me some referrals or something to that effect? But I would rather keep my business as remote as possible, without having to go to local businesses and go anywhere. Not that I don't want to leave my house, because I do need to leave my house periodically, but
Well, you got to get gas and go to the grocery, right? I mean, and
I,
go to the
I have
hairdresser.
to I have to feel the sunshine and go to the beach periodically. Um, but yeah, I definitely think that just talking to people, finding out what people need. I mean, I mention it and three people say, "Oh, I could use a bookkeeper." And all I have to do is say it out loud once. And when I'm at my studio, I keep my bookkeeping cards there too. And then I say, "Oh, I'm also have a bookkeeping business if you're interested." Most people aren't, but at least it opens the door because they may know somebody that is.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. I mean, that's the right way to do it. And yeah, it's amazing how a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to my competition." But when you talk to your competition, sometimes they have a client avatar, right, that they don't like, but that
Hmm.
fits what you like, right? Some say, "Oh, I just want to deal with professionals, like I don't know, like white collar, right?" And then
Right.
the other accountant's going to say, "Well, then I'd rather have blue collars than white collars," right? And it's
Right.
just about how your comfort zone and your personality. So it's it when
For
you
me, I would rather work with small businesses where I can only have to put in an hour or two a day to work on what they need and all of that stuff. And I know there's a lot of bigger firms that don't want to work with the small businesses because they can't make the money that they want to make off of them, or they only work with corporations or
yeah,
LLCs, where I would rather help the underdog build and help them to get their business to where they want it, versus and I like to start from scratch and work my way up as well, so
I like that. Thank you for sharing.
no problem.
And then it's a close, right? And, and that was it's so once you build that like, trust, and understanding, and then the close is a whole other conversation, because you can only close if you have an offer, right? So you got to make sure that your offer is appealing, and then you have the other thing is, how do you close? What is your closing technique? And there's many closing technique, and we do another webinar on that, but you sometimes you say, "I was so close, right? I was so close." And then you got to sit down and say, "Okay, what happened? Was it my offer? Was it, was I too assertive, too aggressive? Was I too laid back? Did I ask the question?" And so that's a whole different area. What I also want to bring right now in our phase 3 of process cash flow is repeat business. And repeat business, most of but we had a couple of hundred clients in our club, and they had repeat business, right? Because we were like a membership club. But in their real world, they didn't have that much repeat business because they were not talking about affiliate programs or loyalty programs or discount programs. Now, grant you that the massage therapist and the dentist and the restaurants, they were getting repeat business, but not at the level that they should have. So what could be a program for you in your business that you could use that would allow you, well, you in accounting, it's a little bit easier, because if once they like what you did and they got some money back from the IRS, you're pretty guaranteed that they're going to come back, right?
Well, the nice thing about accounting is there's a monthly format. There's a month end close. Every month there's got to be, the transactions got to be entered, the numbers have to be looked at, the banks have to be reconciled. So to keep somebody, as long as they like what you're doing,
They
it's
trust.
easy. It becomes trust. Yes,
Yeah.
it becomes a relationship. It
Yeah.
it could even become a friendship.
Yeah.
Um, and so if something, it was funny because this client that I have now, actually went back to my friend and said, she doesn't sound like she knows what she's doing. Because whatever I did during our conversation, I made it sound like I really wasn't sure of what I wanted to do. When the best thing was, is my friend came back to me and she goes, "What did you say? What did you do?" And it made me really think about the fact that I need to change my wording and listen. I loved what Lee said about listening. Always forget the listening part. I'm very good at talking, not always good at listening. But when I went and talked to her again, I'm like, I want you to know that I'm very good at what I do. Because apparently that was not how I came off. And we've been together now for a couple months. So uh keeping people it's about trust, it's about building relationships, and it's about owning up, having accountability for the things that you don't know or trying to learn, or um and some people are going to work and some aren't. That's just the way it is.
You know, what I learned too is I do a lot of networking, cold calling, which I love cold calling. And what I noticed too is that again, you know, we briefly spoke about the introduction, right? You meet somebody, and I'm noticing that a 1 minute is so much more powerful than a 2 minute, right? Because the shorter it is, the less we talk, the more we need to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But what we all know is that words have different meaning for different people, right? So
Yes.
in that conversation, we're saying, okay, here are the 5 things that we do, right? We capture, we nurture, we close. Now, nurturing means a different thing for different business owners, depending on what type of business they are. So that's when that's where the ping pong, right? You're playing ping pong right now, and you're exchanging. Well, what are you doing to nurture? Well, we don't really nurture. We give this. So when you're having that conversation, you're saying, "Hey, this is fun. I'm learning something," and I learn every day when I speak with business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Day I learn something new, and that's why I love networking. So yeah, so the question was, what could be your program, but it's easier for you. You could say, hey, what you could maybe say is, hey, if you bring in, our fee is, I don't know, like a couple of $100 a month, but if you bring somebody in, I will give you a private session for ABC to do so you can learn this in your bookkeeping.
Right. Or I'll give you $50 off of the first month or whatever. Yeah. And
So
and
that
that's a great way to do it too. I mean, my fees would be fairly reasonable. I went through a company that helps with this kind of bookkeeping stuff and gives you a pricing sheet and all of that. So that part is it's for me, it's always the closing. I mean, doing the program and talking to people, it's me following up and saying, do you want to hire me? And because again, I'm a people pleaser. I don't want to bother people, but I also need to build my business.
Yeah, right. You got to pay the bills,
Well, I have to pay the
but you
bills
got
and
to
I
go to
don't have much left.
the. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so if you implement anything of what we discussed right now, right today, I'm sure you can get that warm feeling, that feeling, right? If you just think of one way of what can I share with it's all about strangers become friends and friends become family. Strangers are leads, friends are prospect that you're nurturing, and then family is ones that once they are a client, a paying client. So okay. So if you think a little bit more about how you can do things differently, I'm sure that you may implement one new idea and you may get this feeling here. So I want to hug your business today. I'm giving you a free hug today and an opportunity. We have a $1 opportunity here. It's a meetup special. It's 30 days of what we do of services for $1. That's what we do. What we do is digital marketing. We empower you to connect with your leads, to converse with them, to have a conversation, and then to convert them, right? So it's connecting, to make sure that they want to hear more about what you do. Then you nurture by having an exchange, by educating them, making them feel that they're learning and they could control that pain point or get rid of it. And then once that's done, to make the right offer so you can convert them. Now, the more that you nurture them, the shorter your sales cycle will be, because it's a customer journey, right? It's a customer journey from stranger to family. But the more you nurture them, the quicker you will be in a situation to convert them. And then they become purchasing buying clients. So in our $1 offer, we offer you a landing page, which will have your branding, which is a lead capture, where you can put your offer and share with strangers to make sure that they click on the call to action. So now you can start nurturing and having that conversation with them. And that's the power behind 12-step cash flow. So what we do is we capture, nurture, and convert all in one CRM. And you could use different types of communication channels, whatever you wish. You can do texting, you can do voicemail, you can do cell phone, you can do social media, you can do whatever social media platform, whatever technology is out there is all combined in our platform that you can control from your cell phone. This special is usually valued at $7.97 per month. That's what we charge. We have an offer at $2.97 per month. So if you start at $1 for 30 days, we will bring you to a $2.97 program instead of $7.97, which is a $500 discount. Nurture leads with, we can also nurture your current clients and teach them how they can refer you business, and then that's how you get repeat business. I'm in. $500. Hell yeah. And I want to offer a bonus today. And the bonus is very simple, is I'm going to offer you a lead strategy call, which is about 45 to 50 minutes. And we're going to talk about where are your current sources right now of leads. We're going to talk about new approaches, and we're going to talk about lead magnets. Now, if you take our $1 offer, then we're going to start building your lead magnet. But if you don't, that's fine, right? I'm okay with that. But I will give you ideas on how you can build your lead magnet without working with us. But if you want to work with us, it is a really good way to have a better understanding. And that lead strategy call is all about doing the right thing. This happened in South Park when the mayor of the city, they had no more internet, and the South Park was completely screwed up. Everybody was running everywhere, and because they lost the internet, so he had to do the right thing, and he had to do that call. I'm not telling you what that call was, but it worked. So if you want to have this conversation, you can text me at 323-590-0437 right now. Just need your name and your email at 323-590-0437. And if you want to get our offer, I will send you the line with our offer, or the link in the text message with our offer. And today it's Wednesday. We can get up we can start, we can get up and running by Friday or Monday morning if you're interested. So it's $1 for 30 days. I'm having a lag in my PowerPoint here. Okay, so the $1 offer is 30 days of service. I'm giving you a free landing page that's worth $500. I'm also giving you a strategy call that's worth $500. It's the best deal that you can get. And then I want to say thank you so much for taking part of this presentation. And you can go directly and get the offer at 12stepcashflow.com. Product GBP. We also do Google Business Profile, so it's the same offer. And I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was nice talking with you.
Well, my pleasure. And please reach out if you're interested. We can have a 45-minute business strategy call about leads. If you decide to take our offer, it's a hell of a good offer, I can tell you that. And if you don't, that's fine. We're friends, but I'd love to have a conversation. And I'm going to give you my cell phone number again, 323-590-0437. Just share your name and your email, and we will connect with you.
Okay.
And I'll send, all attendees will get a copy of this recording.
Perfect. Thanks, Jacques. It was very
Thank you
nice to meet
so
you.
much. Very
Have a
nice to
good
meet you.
one. Bye.
Have a good one too. Thank you.